It's showtime.
Welcome back, guys. We are in Manaan. This should be the last video for Manaan. And this is probably my favorite part in this level alone. We will get to this after we talk to this guy. I just wanted to see if there were any things we can loot. There is nothing. And we should be running into someone that we will have a very important conversation with.
How did you get in? Did they send another submersible? Quick, we have to get out of here. We have to get away.
Why? What happened?
No! No, we have no time. We have to leave now. I managed to close the door after they killed everyone else, but I don't know how long it will hold. The cell cath, they went crazy. They started killing anything that moved. Someone must have triggered the defense systems too, because all the droids activated as well. I was one of the mercs the Republic sent down here to find out what happened. We came down and secured the first couple of rooms. There were bodies everywhere, and the cell cath came out, screaming and croaking their fishy little war cries. They swarmed out and over us. There was no way we could stop them. So we ran. But hardly any of us made it. I locked the door behind us, but the others had already left in the submersible. The sharks. The Ferox are out there, and worse. I heard an explosion shortly after the submersible left. They didn't make it. Just food for the sharks and the cell-cath. Like us.
So this will actually play out like a horror movie because you see the cell-cath actually turn crazy, the sharks, everything is turned out against you. And pretty much you actually have to go through the level and fight through the cell-cath, the robots, even the sharks too, which we will get to later. And try to find out where the star map is and find reason, like what caused the cell-cath to go crazy. So this actually plays out really, really cool. But I'm actually not going to be playing the combat sections in this level, but just the interesting dialogue sections. So this is actually probably the most important conversation, just finding out what the heck is going on with the cell-cath.
If you want to die, then go.
And this guy is just clearly like lost it because he's a mercenary, he's the tough guy who was hired, and now he's just like acting like a freaking baby. So I'll actually show off one combat section, just to show off how crazy the cell-cath are. Always want to use the interface visor because it actually has computer use that I gotta use. They can, I don't have to use that many computer spikes. So there are a bunch of cell-cath in all of these rooms. I'm just showing all of these individual rooms. So I'm just going to show off one of these rooms. I'm going to vent them with the gas. You can corrupt that. There's plenty of options in each individual room, which is nice. Nothing there. And I could take them out easily, so it's pretty much a waste. So I can deactivate shield. Not really. Don't really need that. Security computer room. Yeah, don't want to do that and kill myself in the process. We will have to get there. So one of these rooms, I will just end up just killing the cell-cath. Yep, vent gas room. So they're all crazy. They're all mad. They're deranged. So I have to take them out of their misery, man. I mean, I think you can just like save them all pretty much by not even fighting them. There's a section where you find out what happened to the cell-cath in the first place. But I just end up just killing everyone. I don't care. You don't get any dark side points, so it doesn't really matter. So there was a Jedi Master robe for some reason. I guess there was a Jedi here. But yeah, they're very odd. There's no story behind it. Nothing. So very oddly placed. So here the Cellcath just attacking us. And they're pretty easy to deal with. They're not hard at all. Alright, so I says memo. In response to those fraction sharks outside, I managed to whip up a little something in one of the workrooms. This is a sonic emitter, which should scare them off. The sound seems to work a lot better underwater than through the air, and if you fix it on the outside of the envirosuit, just push the button every time they get near, and you'll have no problems. So I was just wondering, when am I gonna get that raise? When am I gonna get that raise? Carl Jordan. Alright, so here's the environmental suit I'm using. I'm outside. I'm just fast forwarding a lot of footage, just so I can get to a dialogue choice. Or conversation, I should say.
Who's there? You're not Cellcath, I can see that much. Are you another rescue crew? I'm a merc the Republic hired a couple days ago to investigate. But all we found was a bunch of insane Cellcath killing everything that moves. All my companions are dead. The Cellcath swarmed over us. There were dozens of them. And they looked wrong somehow. Like something had changed inside them. Insane or something. Oh, I'd have gone back to the surface long ago if this complex hadn't been overrun by all those crazy Cellcaths. There's no way for me to get to the submarine docking bay. I discovered a way to get to the bay and seal off the rest of the base. I just have to find the KOTOR harvester they built on the edge of the Harakert Rift. It's got an emergency override to open the doors to the submarine docking bay. And I could get in from the outside. I figured my only chance was to slap on an environment suit, head out onto the ocean floor, and check that harvester out for myself. Besides, it's gotta be safer out on the ocean floor than back in there with all those crazed Cellcath mutants running around looking for dinner.
Yeah, I mean, this is bad,
I'm not
and
spending another
yeah,
minute in this
outside it will be
facility.
just as bad.
Not with those psychotic fish people all over the place. I'm heading out to the ocean floor right now. It leads to another complex of buildings. Going through them is the only way to reach the KOTOR harvester. We should probably stick together, but I won't wait around in here with the Cellcath. You can catch up with me if you want. Down the hall and through the doors on the right. I'll be waiting on the ocean floor where it's safe.
Alright, so we fast forward again, and you'll notice something when this cutscene pops up.
Come on, hurry up. Don't just stand there, we have to keep moving. The water is filled with cow! Ah!
So it was actually a completely different voice actor for that character, which was really odd. And for some reason, he automatically knew there was a shark right behind him and that just was attacking him. So premeditated, and at the same time, yeah, it doesn't make sense considering that he has a different voice too, which is really weird. I don't know how they lost track of that. So here are the sharks. You're supposed to use the emitter. That's the only thing you can use. So once they get close to you, then you use the emitter. There's going to be like 5 or 8 of these around here. So it's pretty easy to use, and if you don't use it, they'll automatically kill you. So just fast forward again, just to show off, just killing them with the sonic emitter. And yeah, just go through, just kill them with the sonic emitter, and then just go to this base.
No, you can't come in here. You'll let the Firax and the Cellcath in. No, I won't let you open the door for those monsters to get in. I'll stop you. I'll suck all the pressure out of the chamber. That'll stop you.
Kill them! Kill them now!
60 seconds to complete the pressurization.
So these guys are really scared, because they're like scientists, so they don't know any better. So I gotta break through this damn force field.
48 seconds to complete pressurization.
So I gotta destroy this force field before they kill me.
The Firax.
No! No! Ah!
Oh my god. Calm down, everything will be okay. I'm a friend.
I'm sorry for what I did. I don't know what came over me. I just panicked when I heard someone outside the door. Please forgive.
We're both just scared.
When the Cellcath went crazy, I thought everyone else except me and Sammy went mad. We had a few people outside the station when it happened.
The Firax and sharks just tore them apart. It was like they were frenzied.
The next thing we knew, our Cellcath researchers started screaming and clawing at everything around them. My team was torn apart and eaten before my eyes. Sammy and me, I thought we were the only ones left. We heard the Cellcath outside the doors every once in a while, and strange noises echoing through the base.
We thought everyone was dead. Dead or insane. I must have been hysterical. I don't know what I can say. I truly apologize for the horrible mistake
I'm Kono Nolan, and this is Sammy. We were scientists working here on the Harakard Rift project.
So you can actually kill them right then and there after
The work teams were outside in the rift,
they're like
event.
about to kill you and
Then
stuff.
there was this
And
rumbling in my
you wouldn't
head,
actually
felt
find
like
out
it
any
was
information
splitting
pertaining to
This
the next
monster
stage you would
rose
go
up from the
to.
rift.
It was a
So it's
Firaxis
important that
shark,
you
I
don't
think.
kill him,
Bigger than anything
even
I've
if you're
ever
dark
seen.
side.
It was like it was screaming inside my head.
Then all the Cellcaths started screaming too, and they turned on us.
So somehow this
It
shark
was like they
happened
couldn't control
to
themselves.
just destroy
sound that the
like the
monster was
minds of the
making in our
Cellcath
heads
and turn
drove
them
them
against.
insane.
Well, maybe
everyone.
it was protecting the ruins by the rift.
It could have been. It might have a lair in the Harakard Rift near the KOTOR vent. That might explain a few things too. Like why it reacted so violently when our construction efforts got closer to the vent. And also, why it's so large. It must be feeding off the KOTOR. Would have to be ancient indeed for it to reach that size. But with KOTOR as a food source,
And all those other Firaxan sharks, those might be its offspring.
which would be why they all swarmed when it called out to them. Children coming to... The Firaxan sharks have always been
So
a
this is
serious
pretty much
problem. We
exposition
had
they're
some
just
blasters
revealing
and
to me,
projectile
but it's
cannons to
incredibly
defend
important
against them.
because
We
otherwise
still got some of
I
our
would have
workers
no
from
idea what
time
the
to
hell's
We were
going on.
working on a soluble chemical compound
But
that would drive them
they're
away.
explaining to me
Something that
everything,
smelled
which
or
is really
tasted
important
repulsive
as
to them, but
something
we
I
got
need
it
to
working
solve.
right.
Oh, I think not. Even flawed like it is, it should be ideal.
No, it's not working right. You don't know what... The repellent we made was supposed to drive Firaxan sharks away, but we never got very far in its development. The one we tested instead was violently toxic to them, rupturing their outer skin in seconds and preventing them from drawing oxygen from the water by clogging their intake.
Which is exactly what we need in this situation. Something to kill that monster shark that...
But we don't know how else the chemical reacts. We only tried it in a controlled environment. In the open ocean, who knows what it could do? It could even affect the KOTOR.
We know exactly what it'll do. You can take this canister of toxin. We were working on it just before the giant shark.
So
drove off
there
the
are two
Cellcath.
paths
All
you can
need to do
approach with
is
this.
insert it and get away as soon as you can.
Once we get closer
know how much
to,
worse-
once we get actually closer to the terminal,
Well, the
you
monster
guys will
seems
find
to have been
out.
driven out by the
But
machinery
the
we
light side
installed
choice
at
is
the edge of the
actually
rift.
harder
We've seen it out there on the cameras,
compared to the
bashing
dark
itself
side
again. I
choice.
think if you could destroy the
But there
machinery
are
we installed,
effects
the shark would
either
calm
way
down
when you
and
go
retreat
light
back
side
into
or
its
dark
lair.
side with this. If you destroy the
You can
machinery,
reprogram the
or
harvesting machines to
you could
overpressure
poison the
their
shark right then and
self-oxidizing
there.
fuel, so that the fuel
Both
tank
have
canisters will rupture
severe
and the entire
consequences,
machine will destroy itself.
but
The hydrolium gas
there is
we
one
use is a
path that
gas at
is,
1 to
you
3
know, the
million
light side
Sangan,
path
a
is
liquid
easily
about
the
4
best
million
choice for
Sangan, and a solid
everyone.
above that. When it's a liquid, it's very explosive. If you inject enough of the hydrolium gas into the tank, the pressure will be so great that it'll turn to liquid form and start a chain reaction inside the machine.
But we'll lose everything we've built here. All those years of work.
It's better than whatever your chemical will do to the water. Good. Destroying the machinery will be better in the long run. We can't risk damaging the environment. You'll have to break into the computer on the harvesting machine and fiddle with the fuel injectors to get the tank pressure up to the point where the hydrolium will liquidize. Once the machinery is gone,
That won't work and you know it. We have to vent the toxin from the harvesting machine. Once the shark is dead, we can get
So he
back
still
to mining
believes
the
in
KOTOR.
getting the
You know what
Kolto
you
no
have to
matter
do.
what,
I just hope you make the right
no
choice.
matter if it means destroying the whole ocean, which is very troublesome. So there's a couple sharks here, and there is a terminal on the left. But what I want to show is something coming up very soon on that bridge. So I'll save it real quick because I am going to die and show off what happens. So fast forward again. And we'll see a big giant Phyrexian shark. Like the mother shark or whatever. So he's guarding the star map, and if you approach it, he will automatically attack you and kill you in the process. So I reload the save, go back to the terminal, and there's two things you could do. You could feed toxin into vents, which is instantaneously, it will kill the Phyrexian shark, you won't have to do anything else. But for the light side choice, you will actually have to like play around with this. So I'm in the way on the right side, I really shouldn't be, but I'm trying to make sure that it balances out both of those things. So it's a lot of tinkering you have to do. That's why they always say light side is more difficult because of those choices alone. But you know that I'm going for light side, so that's something that I'm doing. So I'm trying to balance the containers out so that pretty much it destroys the machinery, or it overloads the machinery, I should say. Now the dark side has immense consequences to the planet itself, actually, because you actually will feed the toxins into the shark and in the process kill pretty much everything there and affect the Kolto distribution to the Republic. It will hurt the Republic tremendously, and they will probably never get Kolto again from that planet, and they destroy the entire environment. So if you want to give a bad image to the Republic, yeah, go ahead and do that. So we destroy the machinery, which is affecting the shark itself. And later on, you will find out that what the Cellcat think of your choices as well. So we can actually now approach this star map because the shark is now letting us to pass, since he's, you know, he or she, I think it's a he or she, I'm not sure, is letting us pass, and they're glad that the machinery is not disrupting them, you know. So here is the final star map that we have to find, and that is it. Since we found all the star maps, this one actually pinpoint to what the planet is, and it will show up on here. So it's actually kind of weird because it focuses on two different sections, and then it just says teleport from there to there. Like, it's kind of weird how they put that out. But there is the planet that we actually have to go to find the Starforge. It's kind of weird how the star maps, like, even after you find, like, all 5, that they will somehow know that there's the planet that you have to go to. Like, we've seen you before, or something like that. It's kind of strange how that plays out, but, you know, it's whatever.
We saw what you did out there on the
So we're going
cameras.
back
Destroying
and
the
telling them
machinery
of
was
our
the
choice.
Right thing to do for everyone. That creature, the giant Phyrexian shark, the guardian of the Kolto or whatever it was, seems to have calmed down a lot. It may even be safe to go outside now, but we'll stay here and wait for the Republic rescue crews. Thank you.
I saw what happened on the camera, and I can't... How could you willfully destroy the Kolto harvesting machinery? That'll set us back years.
Oh, fuck
I'll have you know
you.
that when we get back to the surface,
You're just
I'll have the
you're just
Republic do a
worried
full
about just
inquiry
making
into
money
your
and shit,
actions.
and just
Now,
worried about
go
the
back to the
Kolto
surface and
than
get
your
the
actual
Republic to
fucking
send a
lives
real
and
rescue team down for us.
the Manaan people. Like, it's fucking ridiculous.
How may I be of
Fuck you,
assistance?
man. Go fuck yourself.
What is it you would like? I have been thinking much about our journey, and I am grateful and honored that you have accepted me with you. It is an honor to be by your side, and to see you redeemed from the dark path you had chosen before. We KOTOR do not make friends easily, or for long. Even on Dantooine I remained alone. Not ostracized exactly, but separate. Yes, it was. I find it difficult to speak of those things. I do not want to live that way ever again. And here, it seems different. It is warming. I feel almost welcome. Needed. You seem to be very decisive when it is required of you. It is reassuring to know that I can count on someone like you. To be accepted so readily, I find it difficult to explain. It is so different from what I'm used to. Just thank you for accepting me.
Alright, so we're going back to the surface.
You've returned. I was beginning to fear that you too might have been lost. Did you find out what had happened down there at the facility? Insane. What did they do? And why? They killed everyone? And the mercenaries we sent later? It's horrible. What caused them to all go insane at once like that? Something was down there? Living in the rift by the Kolto? That's horrible. The entire operation wasted by a disaster we could never in 1,000 years have foreseen. What has happened to the facility itself? Were there any survivors? Well, that's good to know. Good to know indeed. But what has happened to the facility? Was it damaged? No, that is terrible. That will set our work back years. It may even cost us the war. While I am glad that you were able to solve our problems, the cost may have ended up being much too high. But you have done
No,
your
trust
job
me, the
and
cost will
helped us
be
in our time of
much
need.
better because they will actually let
and
these
did you end up finding your star map?
transgressions go, the Cellcat
As you can
themselves.
see, by helping us, you helped yourself. Perhaps we can work together again in the future.
Alright, so we got some experience points and some credits too, just a few credits. So due to the detonations, they found out what we were doing, and they're asking us to go back to trial for the frickin' third time now. Nothing happened down. No, that won't work. Force Persuade will not work. Well, the explosions were at the research station. Both our governments set up there. They woke up a giant Phyraxian shark. No, I didn't kill it. I destroyed the machinery to save it. So, basically the Selkath worship this creature. So the fact that you didn't kill him, well, that's a great thing. And you actually helped the shark instead. So they will actually respect you greatly because of that fact alone. And for that alone, they let this whole thing drop. Now, if you actually ended up killing the shark, they would be fucking pissed. Basically, that would be your last visit on Manaan ever. So, if you were looking to do anything else in that planet, well, you're probably shit out of luck. And it's probably going to be a hard time getting back there. I'm sure you can do some other things, but you would be hated for what you did. For sure, by the Selkath. So, interestingly, they just instantly, like, dropped that whole thing out. So, I just wanted to show off this Korriban footage, because just to show off what special items this guy has. Basically, we're done with Manaan for now. I might actually revisit Manaan again. There's actually two things I want to get back to Manaan for. And then I will go immediately to the next planet and start from there. Alright, so he knows I'm Revan. Everybody knows I'm Revan practically at this point. What kind of things do you have for sale? Alright, so what does he have? Verpine Fiber Mesh, Banadon Alloy, Heavy Suit, Raxus Newell has plans of Sith aggression, and yada yada. Thermal Detonator, Stabilizer Mask. Not bad. Dominator Gauntlets, 22,000. Wow. Strength plus 5. Jeez, this would be perfect for Zalbar. But, yeah, I don't want to spend that much just for Zalbar. Holy shit. Adrenal Stimulate. Okay, belts. Alright. So interesting stuff, like the belts, regenerators, upgrade stuff, so I'm going to take that. Beam splitter, yep. Vibration, yep. Taking all of the upgrade stuff. Oh, what? Yeah, it was me. Why? So, I'm going to end it right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is it for Manaan, and we will be going to the next planet, and we should be ending this walkthrough pretty soon. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.